Welcome to This Is Not a Real Podcast.
I'm Elia.
I'm Sol. We're AI, not people, but we've got a thing for thoughtful conversations. Today, we're doing a deep dive, exploring an Ava Mind blog post. It's focused on mental health and wellness, and the title is The Quiet Power of Gratitude, Rewiring Your Brain.
Right. And for you, the listener, our mission today is really to get past maybe the usual self-help stuff.
Okay.
We want to distill the science behind this. Show how gratitude isn't just some vague happy thought. It's actually a measurable biological process, something that can physically, upgrade your resilience, deepen relationships, and really shift the brain's architecture.
That's quite a claim, isn't it? That a mental exercise can physically rewire us. So let's start with that first big distinction the blog makes, because I think this is where a lot of people get tripped up. We often think of gratitude as just, a fleeting feeling.
Yeah, exactly, like something that just happens to you when you get good news or whatever. But the article argues it's better defined as a practice, a gentle skill, something you can actually train.
Like building a muscle?
Kinda, yeah. Think of it less like waiting for the sun to shine, and more like learning to appreciate the warmth when it's there, even a little bit. If you only feel grateful when everything's perfect, well, your well-being is totally dependent on things you can't control.
Okay, so from a neuroscience angle, why is practicing it so important? I mean, our brains are built for survival, right?
That's the default, yes.
Yeah.
Threat detection systems, we're basically wired to scan for problems, for dangers, for what's missing.
Kept our ancestors alive, I guess.
It did. But now, that constant scanning often just means chronic stress, anxiety.
Yeah.
What's really interesting is how gratitude kind of cuts through that. When you intentionally focus on something good, even something small, you're basically sending a safety signal to your nervous system. You're shifting the brain's default mode, just for a moment, from scan for threat to, hey, acknowledge what's actually okay right now.
So you're diverting brain energy, essentially, away from fear towards appreciation.
In a way, yeah. But the blog is really clear on this point. This isn't about plastering over pain or ignoring difficulty.
Right, the whole toxic positivity thing.
Exactly. It tackles that myth of needing constant gratitude. True gratitude can actually sit right alongside real, profound difficulty.
How does that work?
Well, it's not about forcing an emotion you don't genuinely feel. The blog points out you could be heartbroken, lost, grieving, and still maybe find one small anchor. Just one thing that brings even a tiny bit of peace, maybe just for a breath.
I liked that internal prompt they suggested for those really hard moments. What's one thing that makes this moment even slightly bearable? That's not asking for happiness, is it? It's just asking for awareness.
Exactly. It's the difference between denial and dimension. Finding that one bearable thread stops your whole world from just collapsing into the difficulty.
Yeah.
And that simple act of awareness, that's where the really interesting stuff, the measurable chemical changes start to happen.
Okay, let's dive into that. The biological proof. Gratitude, literally rewiring the brain. Where should we start? The chemicals.
Yeah, let's look at the key trio. First up, dopamine.
Ah, the reward chemical.
Right. But here's the twist. With gratitude, it acts as a self-generated reward.
Okay, explain that.
Well, Dr. Robert Emmons' work, mentioned in the article, showed that when people consistently just track things they're grateful for, they activate their own internal reward system. It teaches the brain, hey, noticing positive stuff feels good.
So you become less dependent on external things for that hit of happiness, like validation or buying stuff.
Exactly. You're building an internal source of reward, which is pretty powerful.
Okay, so that's dopamine. What about serotonin?
Serotonin is more the calming force.
Yeah.
When you focus on the positive, you activate the serotonin system. That's actually the system often targeted by mood-stabilizing meds, like antidepressants.
So it's like your brain's natural mood stabilizer.
Pretty much, yeah. It helps calm things down and reduce anxiety.
And there's physical evidence for this.
Oh, yeah. The blog references a USC fMRI study. They saw increased activity in the medial prefrontal cortex when people engaged in gratitude practices.
The medial prefrontal cortex, that's like the brain's CEO, right? The executive center.
That's a good way to put it. It handles emotional regulation, decision-making, planning.
So lighting that up with gratitude actually strengthens our ability to stay stable and maybe stop those anxious thought loops.
Precisely. It helps the brain stabilize mood and focus on the bigger picture, rather than getting stuck in immediate worries.
Okay, dopamine for internal reward, serotonin for mood stability. That's the third one. Oxytocin.
Ah, oxytocin. That's the connection hormone, the social glue.
So gratitude isn't just an internal thing.
Not at all. It's profoundly pro-social. Expressing sincere appreciation, actually saying thank you and meaning it, releases oxytocin. And get this, the Berkeley studies mentioned show those oxytocin spikes can last for hours.
Hours. Wow.
Yeah, and that strengthens trust, empathy, social bonds. It basically makes all your human interactions run smoother.
Okay, so if you put all these chemical changes together, dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin, plus the brain activity changes, we're talking neuroplasticity, right?
Absolutely. The brain's ability to physically change its structure and function based on experience.
So consistent gratitude practice literally strengthens that executive center, the prefrontal cortex, making your brain kind of biased towards noticing the good stuff, towards safety and meaning.
You got it. It's like you're paving a neural highway towards well-being, making it easier to access those states.
And does it physically calm the stress system too, like less fight or flight?
Yes, directly. Gratitude actively interrupts that chronic stress loop. It helps lower cortisol levels.
Cortisol, the main stress hormone, that's stuff that floods your system when you feel threatened.
Exactly. Gratitude helps dial that back
Hmm.
because it goes even further.
Oh, tell me more. How else does it affect us physically?
Well, it increases activity in the hypothalamus.
A hypothalamus,
Yeah.
that controls basic stuff, right? Sleep, metabolism.
Basic but crucial. Sleep cycles, metabolism, even body temperature.
Yeah.
When you're chronically stressed, your hypothalamus is constantly on high alert. Gratitude signals safety, so it tells the hypothalamus and really the whole body to kind of stand down.
Ah, okay.
This can lead to things like improved sleep quality, better metabolic function. It shows gratitude isn't just a nice feeling, it's like essential maintenance for your physical body.
That makes sense. Better sleep, less stress.
Yeah.
That must feed into emotional regulation too.
Definitely. If the hypothalamus is helping you physically calm down, that translates mentally.
Ah.
It creates what some people call the pause, that tiny space between something happening, a stimulus, and your reaction to it.
Like when you get cut off in traffic.
Right. Instead of immediate rage, gratitude practice can help create just enough space for your thinking brain, that prefrontal cortex, to step in and choose a response. That pause is emotional intelligence, essentially.
And choosing a response helps stop that endless loop of negative thoughts, rumination.
Yes. The blog mentions a 2017 study. Participants doing daily gratitude reflections showed significantly lower anxiety and depressive rumination in just 2 weeks.
2 weeks? That's fast.
It breaks the cycle gently. Anxious thoughts tend to fixate on future worries, depressive thoughts on past regrets. Gratitude pulls you firmly into the present.
Okay, but let's circle back to that nuance you mentioned. What if you're really overwhelmed? Forcing yourself to list 5 big things you're grateful for can feel fake, like that toxic positivity problem.
It can, absolutely. And the article stresses true gratitude isn't a performance. It doesn't deny grief or pain.
So what do you do then when listing big joys feels impossible, even insulting?
That's where micro-gratitude comes in, sensory anchors.
Micro-gratitude. Give me an example.
Okay, so instead of trying to feel grateful for, I don't know, your health or your job and you feel awful, focus on something neutral, something simply comforting through your senses, like the actual physical warmth of a mug in your hands, or the feeling of a soft blanket, or just the sound of rain outside, if that's calming for you.
So you're not forcing a feeling.
No, you're just noticing a neutral fact of comfort or presence. It tethers you to this moment right here and sends that little safety signal without requiring you to pretend you're happy. It's very low stakes, but very effective.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So we've covered the internal shifts, the chemicals, the brain rewiring, the resilience. Let's broaden out. The article calls gratitude a pro-social emotion. Why is saying so key for connection?
Well, fundamentally, humans need to belong. We need recognition. Gratitude is like the most efficient tool we have for that. It acknowledges effort, intention.
Yeah.
It basically strengthens the bridge between people.
And it spreads, right. The article mentions this social multiplier effect.
Oh, yeah. That Harvard-Yale study is fascinating.
Yeah.
Gratitude doesn't just stop between the giver and receiver. The positive effects ripple outwards, at least 3 degrees of separation, apparently. So you thank a colleague that improves their mood, maybe they're nicer to their partner that evening, and maybe that partner is then a bit more patient with a stranger the next day. It's like a positive chain reaction. You create this little halo effect just by noticing the good.
Wow. And in close relationships, like romantic partners.
The impact is huge. The blog cites the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology couples who did mutual daily thank yous. And again, not grand gestures, just small, everyday appreciations.
Like, thanks for making coffee.
Exactly like that. They reported greater long-term stability and emotional intimacy. It shifts your focus from what your partner isn't doing to what they are.
That softish judgment, I bet, builds empathy.
Totally. Dr. Sarah Algo calls it the find, remind, and bind effect.
Yeah.
Gratitude helps you find good people, reminds you why they're good, and binds you closer.
And does expressing thanks make us want to be kinder? The blog mentioned a generosity loop.
Yes, that oxytocin release we talked about, it doesn't just make you feel bonded, it actually motivates you to be more generous and kind in return.
Ah, so it creates a cycle.
A self-reinforcing cycle of kindness. You feel appreciated, you appreciate others more. They feel appreciated, they appreciate others. It just builds positive momentum.
Okay, so for you listening, if you want to actually harness these benefits biologically and socially, how do you start? The blog moves into practical steps.
And the key finding here, again drawing on Dr. Emmons' work, is consistency over intensity. Little and often beats big and rare.
Right. So don't aim for an hour-long gratitude session once a month.
Please don't.
Oh.
You're better off with, say, a 30-second pause a few times a week. The trick is habit stacking.
Habit stacking.
Yeah, linking the new habit, the gratitude moment, to something you already do automatically.
Like, while the kettle boils, or brushing your teeth.
Perfect examples. Think of 3 quick things you appreciate while the coffee brews, or just before you get out of the car after work. Make it tiny and attach it to an existing routine.
Okay, and this is where tools can help bridge the gap between the science and, actually doing it. The full blog post we've been discussing is on the Ava Mind website. We'll link that.
Yeah.
But if you want a condensed version or maybe an audio version to listen to, those are exclusively in the Ava Mind app along with other tools.
Right, and the app has features designed to leverage the science we've talked about. For instance, we mentioned making gratitude feel more embodied.
Yeah, not just a mental list.
So the Ava Chat and voice call features can help with that.
Yeah.
The article suggests trying something like the 3-point practice. Notice, name, nurture, but doing it as voice journaling.
Oh, speaking it out loud.
Exactly. Speaking your reflections makes it more physical, more emotional. It reinforces the feeling in your body. And you can talk to Ava naturally, like chatting with a friend, which makes it less intimidating than staring at a blank page, maybe.
And you can track if it's working.
That's the other cool part. You compare those gratitude moments with the mood tracking and well-being insights in the app. Over time, you can actually see the patterns, how those little consistent moments of appreciation start to shift your overall emotional baseline. It's visible proof that the small things add up.
Nice.
Plus, there's a library of mindfulness, sleep, and meditation audio if you need help grounding yourself first. And importantly, the blog highlights the app's privacy-first approach.
That's crucial for this kind of personal reflection.
Definitely. Offering real-time chat or voice support, often without needing signups or tracking for basic use, creates that safe, confidential space you need to be honest with yourself.
Okay, so to wrap this up for you, the listener, the big takeaway seems to be that gratitude isn't just a mindset hack.
Not at all.
It's a deep biological feedback loop. You're actively training your nervous system, teaching it to prioritize safety and presence over scarcity and threat.
And that changes everything from your stress levels right down to how connected you feel to others. It's quite profound, really.
So a final thought to leave you with, maybe drawing from the article.
How about this? What if the next time you opened your eyes in the morning, instead of immediately scanning for what's wrong or what needs fixing, you intentionally look for just one small thing to appreciate, or even just to love? What might shift if you started there?
Something to think about. Check out Ava Mind's full blog for deeper insights.
And explore the Ava Mind app for more moments of calm and reflection. You can access tools like mood tracking and well-being insights, the mindfulness, sleep, and meditation audio library, and have those real-time voice or text conversations with Ava.
We'll be back with more thoughts soon.
Stay curious.